You're burdened with credit card debt that needs to be paid off, and you might be juggling a student loan that feels like an endless weight on your shoulders. Perhaps you're working hard toward earning a degree, hoping it will open doors to a better paying job in the future. Yet right now, it seems like that goal is far from reality. At the moment, you don't have any savings to rely on, and the looming student debt feels like an obstacle that only gets heavy. The idea of financial freedom, the dream of becoming wealthy, seems so distant, like something that belongs to other people who seem to have it all figured out. Every day, you're faced with the frustration of wondering if you'll ever reach a point where money is no longer a constant worry. The stability and success you dream about feel like a fantasy, with the reality of your current financial situation standing in the way of those aspirations. It all seems so out of reach. Doubt about successful people. You find yourself staring at the lives of those millionaires and billionaires, particularly the ones who made it big at such a young age. And as you look at them, 1,000 questions swirl in your mind. How did they do it? What's their secret? It seems like they just appeared out of nowhere, flourishing while you're still stuck at square one. You can't help but feel frustrated. The more you see their success, the more it feels like a distant world that you'll never enter. They must have had some stroke of luck, right? They were born into the right families, had the right connections, or perhaps they just stumbled into the perfect opportunity. There's no way it was as hard for them as it is for you. You look at their lavish lives and can't shake the feeling that they had an unfair advantage from the very beginning. And then the thoughts creep in, maybe they didn't even work that hard for their wealth. Maybe they used shortcuts, played dirty, or somehow cheated their way to the top. You wonder if it's even possible for someone like you, who's still struggling to get by, to achieve anything close to that level of success. The anger builds as you start to question your own worth. They seem so smart, so savvy. And then you look at yourself. You don't feel like you measure up. You wonder if you're just not smart enough, not good enough, or if your circumstances have simply stacked the odds against you. Maybe you're just unlucky. The dreams you once held close, those aspirations of owning that beautiful mansion, driving the car of your dreams, paying off your debts and mortgages, and seeing the world start to feel more and more out of reach. Every day, you remind yourself that those dreams are slipping further away. What once seemed like achievable goals now feel like fleeting fantasies, things you'll never be able to touch. It becomes painfully clear, for you, those dreams are nothing but illusions. They are no longer something you can work towards or hope for. They'll always just be that, dreams. Nothing more, nothing less. The reality is, you're stuck, and no matter how hard you try. It seems like the gap between where you are and where you want to be just keeps widening. You've come to a bitter realization that perhaps this is your reality, that those dreams, those aspirations you've clung to, might never manifest. It's not just a fear anymore. It's a harsh truth you're forced to face. Awareness of financial systems and opportunities. It's a rigged game, you think. Everything feels like it's set up against you from the very start. The rules were made by people who had advantages you'll never have. You've worked hard, you've played by the rules, and still, it feels like the odds are stacked higher and higher with each passing day. You can't help but feel like you're on the losing side, and the gap between you and the success you want only widens. It feels unfair. It feels like you're in a game that you weren't meant to win, no matter how hard you try. Every step you take seems to lead you deeper into this trap of debt, frustration, and unmet dreams. But what if I told you that everything you've believed so far is wrong? What if there was a way out, a way to flip the game on its head? What if I told you there was an actual formula for success, an equation for wealth that anyone can follow? What if there was a science to how money works? A set of principles that could guide you to the life you've always dreamed of. Picture this: a reality where you don't have to give up on those dreams you've held for so long. The idea of paying off your parents' mortgage, of traveling the world, of living life on your own terms. What if that wasn't just a fantasy? What if those dreams were achievable? After all, would you call me a liar for saying this is possible? I promise you, I'm not lying. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you a side of the coin you've never seen before, one that could completely change the way you look at money and success. I'm going to reveal to you the untold truth, the path you've been missing all along. But before we go any further, you need to understand that this road is not easy. It's not going to be a quick or simple journey. The truth is, it's going to be tough. There will be challenges, obstacles, and sacrifices along the way. But if you're willing to stay committed, to push past the difficulties, I promise that the reward will be worth it. So, are you ready to take that first step? If you are, let's dive in, and I'll show you exactly how to change your financial future. Difficulties in the process of achieving financial freedom. The journey ahead is not for the faint of heart. It is filled with challenges, setbacks, and moments where you might question everything. There will be days when you feel like giving up, when the weight of your struggles will seem insurmountable. The road will be tough, marked with both incredible highs and devastating lows. You'll face doubts, uncertainty, and frustrations that will test your resilience. Along the way, you'll need to confront some hard truths, the things that society, and even the school system, never bothered to tell you. The harsh reality is that much of what you've been taught has been incomplete or misleading, and understanding this will be uncomfortable at times. But here's the truth: not everyone is going to make it to the end. The path to true wealth and financial freedom is not a guarantee. Many will give up before they ever see the rewards, unable to push through the inevitable struggles. For some, the discomfort will be too much, the sacrifices too great. But for those of you who are willing to dig deep, to stay focused, and to keep moving forward no matter how hard it gets, there is something incredible waiting for you on the other side. At the end of this journey, you'll find wealth beyond your wildest imagination. Wealth that's not just about money, but about freedom. The kind of freedom where you no longer have to wake up in the morning with the weight of financial worry on your shoulders. No more living paycheck to paycheck. No more wondering how you'll pay bills or deal with unexpected expenses. At the end of this road, you'll have the kind of freedom that lets you live life on your own terms, without the constant stress and anxiety that comes with financial insecurity. So, are you ready for this? Are you prepared to push through the difficulties, to embrace the challenges, and to walk this path no matter what it takes? If you are, then let's get started. There's no time to waste. The journey to your new life begins now. Let's dive in, and I'll show you exactly how you can achieve the success and freedom you've always dreamed of. Thinking about money. What do you truly think about money? Is it something you work tirelessly for, something you earn through effort and dedication, or is it simply something you inherit? Do you believe that money is the root of all evil, or do you see it as a tool for achieving your dreams? Are you constantly yearning for more, feeling like there's never enough? Have you spent the majority of your life chasing after money, thinking that it will solve all your problems and bring you the happiness you desire? The reality is, much of what you believe about money has been shaped by the environment in which you grew up, the values your family instilled in you, and the society around you. If you were raised in a household where money was scarce, you might find yourself believing that financial security is out of reach for you. You might have adopted a mindset that associates money with struggle, scarcity, and limitation. And conversely, if you grew up in a more affluent environment, Perhaps you become driven by the desire to amass wealth, determined to never find yourself in a place of financial insecurity again. But it's not just about your upbringing. It's also about the education or lack thereof that you received. Most of what the school system teaches you has little to do with actual financial literacy or how to build true wealth. The curriculum often fails to equip you with the tools to understand money, invest wisely, or think critically about how to make it work for you. Instead, you're taught to work hard for a paycheck, but not how to create lasting wealth. Because of this, many of you hold false beliefs about money, beliefs that were handed down to you by society, by your family, or by the media. These misconceptions can hinder your progress and prevent you from seeing the bigger picture. They keep you trapped in a cycle of working harder, but never truly achieving financial freedom. You might believe that money is inherently bad, or that you're somehow undeserving of it. These beliefs will limit your potential and keep you stuck in a mindset that doesn't serve you. What if I told you that the way you've been thinking about money is all wrong? What if I showed you that the path to financial freedom isn't about working yourself to the bone for a paycheck or hoping to inherit wealth, but instead about understanding the real principles behind money? It's time to challenge those outdated beliefs and start seeing money for what it truly is: a tool, a resource, a means to create the life you want. But to do that, you need to shift your mindset and open yourself up to new possibilities that school never taught you, and society often hides from you. Misconceptions about money and society. These self-made millionaires and billionaires didn't fit the Hollywood stereotype. They broke the mold, created their own path, and they didn't let societal beliefs about wealth stop them from achieving success. So, the real question is, why are you still buying into that outdated stereotype of the rich? What's stopping you from seeing that you, too, can create wealth through your own efforts, intelligence, and innovation? It's time to shift your perspective. Wealth is not reserved for the few, and it's not about inheriting money or being part of some elite club. The opportunities to create wealth are available to anyone willing to challenge the status quo and put in the work. So, what is it that these successful individuals know that you don't? The answer is simple. They know how to create real value in the world, and they've been rewarded for it. Now, it's time for you to learn how to do the same. Let's shift how you think about wealth. For years, Hollywood and the media have painted the rich as greedy, corrupt, and entitled, making it easy to believe wealth comes from luck or wrongdoing. But ask yourself, have you bought into this stereotype? Has it blinded you to the truth about wealth? Here's the reality. A WealthX report shows 68% of the world's ultra-wealthy are self-made. Billionaires like Warren Buffett, Oprah Winfrey, Jeff Bezos, and Sarah Blakely started with little and built their fortunes through hard work, smart decisions, and solving problems. The difference? They understand wealth isn't inherited or lucky, it's earned by creating value, solving problems, and seizing opportunities. The question is, are you ready to embrace this mindset and change your own path? Wrong formula for making money. The traditional equation for wealth money equals salary from a job is fundamentally flawed. You're taught to get a degree, find a job, and climb the corporate ladder, believing hard work leads to wealth. But this approach limits you. A job ties your income to your time, capping your earnings. Even with promotions and raises, you'll never achieve substantial wealth by trading hours for dollars. True wealth comes from a better equation, leveraging your time, skills, and resources to create income streams that work for you, even when you're not working. It's about creating scalable value, not relying solely on a paycheck. If you want financial freedom, you need to think beyond the job and embrace smarter, multidimensional strategies for generating wealth. Break free from outdated thinking and start building a future where your money works for you. Difficulty in working by the hour. Time is our most precious resource. Once it's gone forever. Yet, most people spend their lives trading this invaluable asset for money in a traditional job. Let's break it down. Earning $20 an hour and working 40 hours a week brings in $41,600 a year. To reach $1 million, it would take nearly 24 years of work. But that's before taxes, expenses, inflation, and rising living costs. The reality? Even after all that time and sacrifice, your million won't stretch as far as you'd hope. This approach forces you to sacrifice not just time, but life itself, experiences, moments with loved ones, and opportunities you'll never get back. It's a system designed to keep you working, not thriving. To create real wealth, you must stop relying solely on trading time for money. Instead, focus on making money work for you, leveraging your time and skills to build passive income and lasting financial freedom. Time is your most valuable asset. Don't waste it. The difference in the way rich and poor people think about making money. So, how do self-made millionaires and billionaires achieve so much, often at such a young age? The truth is, they understand something you don't yet. They don't just chase money. They attract it by creating value. In a capitalist society, you're paid in proportion to the value the market perceives you provide. The market, made up of consumers everywhere, decides your worth. Think of professional athletes. They earn millions not just because they play well, but because millions of fans create a massive market for their sport. The same principle applies to you. If your goal is to build wealth, stop tying money to time worked. Instead, focus on offering something the market values, something scalable, innovative, or in demand. True wealth comes from creating value on a larger scale, not from clocking in and out of a job. Change your perspective, and you'll see that money isn't the goal. It's the result of value creation. Are you ready to shift your mindset and start attracting wealth? It's time to stop chasing money and start creating your future.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.